It's the latest action thriller film about to hit theaters, but there's a biblical twist to this one.
People from all over this plane have simply vanished.
I heard some doctors talking. It's not just here. It's all over the world.
The God my mother talked about would never do something like this.
The new movie is an adaptation of the best-selling book series Left Behind, which is based on the biblical book of Revelation and the end of times. Joining us now is the star of the new film Left Behind, Nicolas Cage. Nicolas, nice to see you this morning. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Absolutely, in a big weekend with the release of this film. Of course, the book's selling 65 million copies, one of the biggest fiction series of all time. What do you think it is about Hollywood? You've been around Hollywood for a while now. You're seeing this change where they're starting to embrace more faith-based messages.
Well, I can't really pretend to know what's going on in Hollywood, but I do know that something seems to be in the zeitgeist right now. We had I haven't seen it, but there was a show on cable called The Leftovers, and now Left Behind is back out, and there's been a series of faith-based movies. Perhaps people are more open to it and open to telling all sorts of stories, not just standard action adventure movies, but movies that have some sort of spiritual component to them.
We talked to Willie Robertson from Duck Dynasty as an executive producer on this show, on this movie, and he said he really wanted to get messages out there to get an uplifting message, something that people can take away. What do you want audiences to take away from a movie with this message?
Well, for me, generally I don't make message movies, but I try to make movies that stimulate conversation or discussion at the dinner table. I like the idea of films that raise as many questions or as many answers to the theme, in this case a spiritual theme. I'd like the idea of people going to dinner and saying, well, do you have faith in this or don't you have faith in this? And to stimulate conversation, to stimulate their thinking. And also, what is really important to you in a moment of crisis? Who would you want to be with in a moment of crisis? For me, what I was drawn to was the idea of a man who sort of lost his path in terms of what was important. But in that extraordinary set of circumstances where people are vanishing on his aircraft and he loses control of the aircraft, he realizes that what genuinely is valuable to him is his family. I like that kind of heart in a movie.
Well, speaking of family, your brother, Mark, is a pastor, encouraged you to get involved in this film. What did he say to you? Well,
what he said to me was, first of all, I wasn't aware of the Left Behind series. And I received the script and I read it and I said, wow, that's not like anything I've done before. I've never played a pilot to begin with. And then to be a pilot who is suddenly faced with his passengers vanishing on the aircraft. And I said to Mark, what do you know about this? Because I know you're immersed in this community. And he said, Nicky, he calls me, this is terrific. This series of books and has a great following, and this is something that you've not done before, and I think it'd be good for you to do it. And so I also sort of made it for Mark. You know, I like the idea of giving him something that's important to him as well.
And the millions of readers of these books in many, many languages around the world. As I said, 65 million copies of this book sold, and many people saying this could be a big hit for you. Nicolas Cage, great to see you this morning. Good luck with the movie this weekend, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.